I built this awesome farmhouse-inspired table, and you're gonna love it. This table features a beautiful rustic feel with the simplicity of a seamless top. No grooves to clean out crumbs. The sleek white frame makes this table pop. Sized to seat 6 people, this table's mirror finish makes cleanup a cinch. So stick around while I show you how to build this table. I cut all of the legs to 48 inches, and then I cut the first leg down to 28.5 inches. After cutting it, I set up a stop block to make the rest of the cuts on the legs. I chamfer the top of the inside of the leg where it bolts to the table using a router with 2 passes. Then I used a piece of wood with a line drawn on it to orient my drill 90 degrees to the face. I cut all of the pieces to the table frame using the miter saw. I just measured and marked the pieces since there were only 2 of each piece. I put a groove at the end of each piece to key into the leg bracket. I then assembled the table frame. I made some jigs that would hold the end pieces together just to make sure everything fit. In the final assembly, the leg brackets will hold this end piece together. I made sure that the table frame was flush at the top and that the cross members were square. I screwed it all together with pocket screws. I made the tabletop out of 4 2x10s. I started by squaring off one end. I then measured the length of the table and cut it off using a worm drive saw. I routed all of the edges of the newly cut ends of the tabletop. I used my sander to deburr and blend the rounded edge. After wiping all of the boards with Minwax pre-stained wood conditioner, I brushed on Rust-Oleum Kona Color wood stain. After letting the stain set for 10 minutes, I rubbed the excess stain off with a rag in the direction of the grain. After the stain set, I assembled the top by first clamping the table flat. I used a rubber mallet to push the boards so that the top of the table was as flush as possible. Then I put the clamps on the top and squeezed the table together. I screwed the top together using 2.5-inch pocket screws. I had started in the center of the tabletop and moved outward using this method. I cleaned the tabletop using tack cloth and compressed air. I mixed a total of 1 gallon of tabletop epoxy. I emptied all of the contents into a bucket and stirred the mixture for 7 minutes. I then spread the epoxy all over the table and used a stirring stick to push the mixture around the table. I used a foam brush to evenly coat the edges where it dripped off. I used a plumber's torch to heat the top of the epoxy. This bursts air bubbles in the mixture, making a clearer coating. After letting this coat set, I covered the table in one more coat using the same procedure. After painting the table frame with white high gloss enamel, I installed hanger bolts in the legs. I bottomed out a single nut and used this to drive the screw into the wood. After backing out that nut, I installed the second hanger bolt. I brought the table frame into the dining area. I laid out the parts and screwed on the leg brackets, making sure that the end piece was flush with the rest of the frame. Then I screwed on the legs, also making sure that they were flush with the top of the table frame. After putting the table frame together, I brought the tabletop over and placed it on the frame. I walked around the tabletop making sure that the table was centered onto the frame. After screwing the tabletop to the frame from the bottom using pocket screws, the table is complete. This table was a blast to make, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you want to see the matching chair, just click right here to watch the construction method for those chairs. If you click on the subscribe button, you can get notifications whenever I upload a new project video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe now.